Let's talk about adolescence and some of the changes that happen in the adolescent brain. So, first of all, adolescence is a time frame marked by drastic changes happening inside of the brain. These changes happen between the ages of 12 to 13 all the way up to 25 or so, give or take a year. So if you are between the ages of 12 and 25, you are considered an adolescent. Your brain is undergoing some crazy changes. Let's talk about it. I just want to mention two big things that are happening. First of all, there is something called gray matter in the brain. Gray matter is how many neurons are there, and the more knowledge you have, the more gray matter is present in the brain. Up until adolescence, children are acquiring more and more and more and more and more knowledge. They're like sponges. They just soak it up. So their gray matter is increasing. Then you hit adolescence and something called pruning starts to happen. Pruning is when the brain decides, you know what, I don't want to accumulate more. I want to be very efficient. So the process of pruning takes all of this gray matter, all of the knowledge, and prunes it. It cuts away the neurons or the knowledge that you don't need. For example, maybe you took tap dancing lessons in second grade. If you haven't tap danced in a few years, your brain's going to say, we don't need that anymore. Get rid of it. We want to be efficient. So the method of pruning will remove neurons or will remove gray matter that you aren't using. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing, let's talk about white matter. So white matter is a fatty substance that covers the tails of your neurons or the brain cells. This is a really cool thing. It's great. We want white matter because white matter makes the neurons really efficient. They're fast, they're speedy. Information travels really quickly when myelination or this fatty substance is covering the tails of your neurons. During adolescence, white matter increases. So let's look at this all together. We're decreasing the amount of gray matter, but we're increasing the white matter. So this means your brain by the end of adolescence will be super duper efficient. You will only have the knowledge that you need, that you are currently using, and you will access it quickly. Like it'll just zip around whenever you need. This is wonderful. So the end result of the stage of adolescence is a very efficient brain. Now, here's the question that I want to leave you with because there are repercussions of going through this process. First of all, the habits and the patterns that you have during adolescence will actively shape your adult brain. For example, what skills are you using right now? Your brain is going to keep those because it's only going to get rid of what you are not using. If you are engaging in a lot of negative health patterns or just like you're lazing around, you're not active, you don't like reading, your brain's going to get rid of all the things that you're not doing. Whereas if you can start engaging in really healthy habits, things and skills that you're going to want to be able to do as an adult, now's the time. Now's the time to do that because your brain is going to hold on to those neurons. It's going to cover them in white matter so that these habits and patterns will become very easily accessible. This is why what you do during adolescence becomes so important in the scope of your life for the rest as an adult. So my question is, what skills, what neurons do you want to keep? What neurons do you want to create? Now's the time to do that. You want to keep tap dancing? Okay, that's okay. You better start doing that so your brain doesn't prune those away.